What's up, everybody? Just hanging out here on the back porch. Wanted to just come hang out with you guys. Been somewhat of a slow week because we have been on calf watch all week.
Yes.
So
it's almost worse than waiting on a human baby.
But we're getting there. My dad doesn't think she's pregnant. I think she's pregnant.
If she's not pregnant, then we have had a major failure on the farm. But we'll save that for another day if she doesn't have a baby here in the next couple of days.
Yep. So we wanted to just kind of come and share a failure, by the way.
Yeah. It's probably a pretty major failure.
So we grew out 2 pigs last year and really enjoyed it. So we were like, hey, let's grow some pigs. Let's try to sell some. Let's sell some whole pigs, half pigs. And so we got a game plan together. And it's been a huge learning curve for us, to say the least.
Yeah. So last year we grew out 2 old spot pigs for us and for his dad. And it was a great experience. They grew out really quickly.
Yep.
They were, how much did they weigh? Like 275? Something like that?
Hanging weight was 190.
Okay.
And so what that means is once they have been killed or dispatched and been gutted, but their head's still on. Mm-hmm. So it was 190. So that's kind of what we're shooting for this time.
Mm-hmm. How long did we grow those out last time?
I think they were right at 6 months old.
Okay. So
maybe 7.
That's like what we were basing our pricing on, our timing on, everything. Everything when we went into this venture of pig selling.
Yes.
This time.
Yeah.
But needless to say, it hasn't quite worked out the way we had planned.
So we wanted to share with you guys our mistakes. So some of you guys may be like, well, that's dumb. Y'all should have knew that. But we didn't. And then some of you guys are like, oh, I'm glad you said that. Because the whole point of this channel is to share not only the good things, but the bad things. And kind of share what we're learning. So you guys hopefully will not make the same mistakes we did.
Yeah.
And so I will say this. Mistake number one is I think we should have done a little more research into the breed of pig that we purchased and also where we purchased the pig.
Yes. So these pigs that we have now are like a mixture of Hampshire and Berkshire.
Yes.
And then we have one other pig that we got from another place, and I don't even know what kind is it. Hereford.
Yeah.
But 10 of the 11 pigs are Hampshire, Berkshire, and apparently they grow out a lot slower than the old spots.
Well,
at least I think someone said maybe the Hampshires do.
We have a really good friend that he raises pigs, and he's a big fan of raising Berkshires out in the woods and on pasture. And so that was a learning thing because we just kind of went into it thinking, oh, they all grow the same. They don't.
No. And
I think breeding practices and the parents have a lot to play with it. And I know every pig is unique in its own way, but that's probably the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. We'll probably not purchase from the same buyer or buy from the same place again for sure.
Yeah, those 10.
Yeah.
We definitely will not purchase from them.
Yes, the 10.
Genetics, apparently, we should have known this, are really important. And so our pigs, the old spot pigs that we got last year were great quality. They came from 10 Stone Cattle Company in Tennessee. Highly recommend them if you're looking and you're in the South. But yeah, these pigs, needless to say, I mean, they've been healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They've been healthy, but we did have one that we kind of had to nurse back to health. But anyways, number one, breed is important. Where you buy them from are important.
Yes. Number 2 is we fed them, we advertised them to be non-GMO. And so we have been feeding them non-GMO feed, but we changed where we bought the non-GMO feed from, mainly because of the amount of time it took to drive and get the feed from where we started at originally. So we started from a feed mill in North Alabama, and it pretty much took all day to drive up there, get the feed, and come back. So we found a place that would deliver locally. Cost us a touch more for the feed, but it didn't cost us all day. And I hope our air conditioner is not too loud. But anyway, so the pigs have not grown
at the rate we thought they would.
Yes. And so well, let's just be honest. What happened was we took a pig to the market to get processed, and it was way underweight. And we ended up refunding the customer some money because we did not grow the pig out to where it should have been. And so when that happened, when we got the weights back, I looked at Caitlin and was like, yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable about the situation. So a guy that I graduated high school with, who farms close by, I asked him to come by and kind of look over the herd. Wanted to make sure. I just like, man, I'm so confused. I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and I'm on the right track. And so Caleb came out, and I don't think they have a YouTube channel, but they have an Instagram channel, Rock House Farms. And so had him come out, him and his wife, and they kind of looked over everything. And so what the biggest thing is not every non-GMO feed is equal to one another. So it just so happened the feed that we had initially seemed to grow the pigs out quicker than the non-GMO that we're using now.
Mm-hmm. So the feed that we used with the last two, the first two that we had?
Yep.
Okay.
And two, so I had Caleb come over. He said, so what kind of feed are you using? I told him. He goes, well, that's one issue. The feed that you used originally will grow them out quicker. But he's like, secondly, though, you went from growing out 2 pigs to 10 pigs, and that dictates how fast they grow out too. We were thinking, hey, we're going to give them all they can eat feed, and then they would still grow out the same, not so much.
Yeah. And then I would say something else we learned was we had a set price and said, okay, this is when we anticipate them to be ready. Yeah. Which, like Matt said, they're not ready at the time that we said they would be. Like, we're probably 2 to 4 months, because we had 2 different age groups of pigs that we got. Half of them were older than the other half, and so depending on which age group they're in, there might be 2 to 4 months that they need to grow out longer than what we thought, which means we're spending more money on feed, spending more time, more effort. So we're making little to no money on.
We're gonna make money, just not the amount of money that we thought we were going to.
But if you consider your time and effort,
all in all, we're probably losing about $1,000.
It's not good. So something that we did learn was, instead of having a set price in the beginning, you take them to market and then you price it per pound. And that's how you charge your clients. That way, you're not saying, hey, it's going to be this much. It won't matter how much it is. When you get it there, they pay per pound of what they're receiving. So that's a little less stressful. You're not over promising and under delivering that way. So that was something that we learned that we'll do in the future.
And I'll say this too: the customers have been extremely gracious.
Yes, very gracious. Thankfully, it's people that we know, or his dad knows, or friends of friends, and they all have been very understanding. Realize that we're learning, we're figuring this thing out, and we're not doing anything intentionally. And like we said, we refunded part of that lady's money that we took the first pig and had it processed. So thankful for that.
Yep. And Caleb said that the pigs look great. Yep. He said to continue to do what we're doing, and so we're gonna have to push everything back about a month and a half, 2 months. So we're gonna have to pay for a lot more feed than we thought we were going to.
Yeah. But don't let this discourage you, because this will not be the last time we raise pigs.
Oh no, I'm already trying to get some more. So
we'll do it again. we'll do it better, and we'll learn from our mistakes.
And also, like, we can't lose track of. We're losing the amount of profit that we thought we were going to get from it, but throughout this process, we're still making a little money. We're getting a whole pig.
Yeah,
and my dad's
true.
getting a whole pig.
That's true.
And so we can't lose, which is really the reason we did it to begin with, was to be able to recoup some money so we could have some fresh meat going into the winter. So we are being able to have some meat, and it's really good, and it's healthy. You know, they're out on pasture and in the forest, and so at the end of the day, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, be all good.
But we would have wanted to share our failures so that hopefully you guys can learn. So one, hey, be intentional with finding a good farm to purchase your piglets from, healthy, and just they have good genetics. All feed is not equal to one another. Big shout out to Caleb for coming out and kind of making me feel better about life, because I didn't know what I was going to do. So he graciously come out and visited our farm and kind of looked over everything. And other than we just need to feed them longer, they're in good shape. So thank you guys for following along as we make mistakes. Big mistakes.
Yes, thank you, and we hope to get out more videos soon, and praying the next video has calf in it. So stay tuned.
Please, Jesus. Thank you.